Hey, Nicky Nick.
Hey, what's up, Uncle Mike?
I just got off the phone with Janooks. Can you believe this? The guy's stuck in China. He got no way to get back. I don't know. I don't know what to do for the guy. I just figured I'd call you and let you know.
No way. Hold on one sec.
You got a plan? All right, Nick. No problem.
Don't worry, Uncle Mike. I got this.
Hey, how y'all doing? Mike Stefani, Mike's Monitors here with Nicky Nick Lillis, and we have on today John Adragna from Sim Container. We're gonna feature on some. We're gonna feature on
Live
some
at the Pomona show.
live at the Pomona show. But we want to highlight John.
Live at the Pomona show.
He's got a new line of incubators and Sims extra small. And then he's got a bunch of, I mean, dude, he's in Pomona, so he's got a bunch of crazy stuff to show us. But so how you doing, John?
I'll take you around. I'll show you everything. I'm going to show you everything. You're going to be so sick of these monitors. You're going to jump right to ball pythons.
Oh
You're never going to
man,
want to keep a monitor again. You'd be so bored of them.
that'd have to be an awful lot of
I
monitors.
flew out for this show.
So, John,
Wait.
tell us a little bit about your new
Yes.
venture with. We'll start with your incubators.
Okay, so back in September, there was a woman on the Facebook groups representing a company that makes incubators. So I got in contact with her and I said, listen, I'm going to be in China in October and I'll come visit you, and I want to see what your product line looks like. So it was the end of October. I flew out to China. I went to her factory and I met with her, and I placed an order for a number of these incubators, 3 sizes, because I wanted something to represent my brand and fit my egg containers, so somebody can buy my egg containers and also incubate at the same time, because I never had an incubator with the egg boxes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take you around. There's a very large crowd here.
Let us get a look at one of those incubators.
All right. Here we go.
Wow. That's the big one.
John, what's the size of that one?
Well, it's about 6 feet like me.
Yeah, okay.
It's
So
like 5.5 feet tall.
So that's about 4'11" I'm looking at there, right?
No, that's at like my waist.
Yeah, it's like a 4'11" model.
So what do you say, John? That's probably a good 5-footer.
It's about 5.5 feet.
And then how many
5.5 feet tall.
How many sim boxes do you have?
It's got.
How many can you fit,
I've
John?
already figured it out. You could fit 14 Sim XLs in here.
Wow.
You could fit probably 20 smalls. So if you're like a dwarf monitor breeder or a colubrid breeder, you could fit like 20, 25 maybe of the small sims and maybe 50 of the minis, which I'll show you those. Those are only about 5 inches square for gecko eggs. But I do have customers that are using it for frill dragons and some other colubrids. So
Yeah, I'd imagine you
it's
could
pretty
use them.
it's a
You
pretty
know what?
versatile little box.
Yeah, well, that's one thing I got to say about your products, John. Number one, I'm a I don't know whatever prima donna whatever, but I always like back in the day it was always opaque boxes, right, with vermiculite on the bottom. Then came along Sims with
Right.
their crystal clear, and man, I love them. I just love
The
how
best.
uniform they look and how crystal clear. That's a beautiful product. I've always said that, and I'll never stop saying it.
Yep.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I know you speak of it and you speak highly of it. So I appreciate you as a friend, a colleague, somebody I've known for 25 plus years. We go way back. So whenever you say that, it really makes me feel like, I feel the love. So thank you guys for using the
Absolutely.
product.
Of course.
I'm
Yeah,
being
It makes
well, it's
me
the
better.
interrupted.
best product going. So
I've used it from
My
anything from
my
monitors to rhino iguanas to
my little
geckos.
brother, Johnny Venom. Let me show you that. Let me show you that. Okay. This I'm crouched down. This is the 4-footer. This unit
Okay.
here. Glass door, right? This one has 4 shelves and a bottom part, and you could fit 10 XLs in this one.
Wow.
nice,
This is the mini sim.
Yep.
So
very
this is for the
cool.
gecko people. It's only about 4.5 to 5 inches. I think it's 4.5. And just like the larger sim, it's the same premise. You put a little bit of water on the bottom. You could even do wet perlite or whatever substrate you like. You could do water jelly if you like. I prefer water alone because I could easily
Yeah.
clean it out. I've learned
Yeah.
just, I need a quick clean out and refill, you know?
Well,
So this was
John.
designed.
Go on, go
What?
on. Keep talking about your product. We can get into other things later.
Okay. It's got 4 compartments. So say you have a female crested gecko about to lay eggs. She's going to lay 4 times in her breeding season. She's going to lay 2 eggs per time that she lays. 2 eggs. So this thing has 4 compartments with 2 divots to put the eggs. So each clutch is separated by these acrylic walls. And those walls, they come out. They're adjustable. So you could get your hands in there to place the eggs in, and then you put the dividers back in. So I don't know if you could see
No, they
the
work
divots
great.
there, but they
I've
hold the
used
egg
those
pretty
for
good.
geckos. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great. And you only need about a ½ inch of water. So it has plenty of space for substrate. And the lid has a couple of tiny air holes on it, vents. And they're on my website. They're on simcontainer.com for sale right now. But if you're at the show, you can pick them up here as well. I have about 20 of them. This was a crazy show for me. I sold out of all the Sim XLs I shipped and all the small
Awesome.
Sims. But I have small Sims, maybe about 1,000, ready to go middle of this month. If anybody
Nice.
needs the small Sims, you need the link on simcontainer.com active so you can place the order. And as soon as I get them, I can ship. So I know people have been waiting a long time for the smalls with the soft lid, the flexible lid. They're still crystal clear, and they'll be available probably January 15th to the 15th to the 20th
So
is
let
when
me
I'll have
get this
them.
right, John. The new
Yeah.
the new small Sims are all clear and they have a clear soft lid or hard lid.
Yeah. It's a clear soft lid.
Soft lid.
It's a soft lid. Yeah, it's the original
The
Sim,
tiny
the
ones,
one that
John, or
everybody loves.
the minis are hard lid
The
though, right?
tiny ones are acrylic with a clear.
Yeah.
The mini ones are acrylic and they're crystal clear top and bottom. It's a hard lid.
Okay.
And
All
then the
right, I
Sim
got a
XL
question.
is also in stock. What?
John Oates, I got a question
You have
for
a
you.
question?
Yeah, why do
Okay.
you make those soft rubber tops on the regular sim?
It's a great question.
Why do I
I was
make the
going to ask
soft
the same.
lid?
Yep.
Yeah, on the small sim.
When Greg Madden and I designed this thing in 2008, we wanted to create a container that had a lid that didn't have any vibration when you put the lid down. Because I felt like every time I snapped the lid on, it was vibrating the eggs. So I was like, I want something that goes on very softly and has good grip, so they can't knock it off. And it turned out to be that the lid is the way it is now.
Wow.
It's a TPU rubber, and it's very flexible, so you can easily burp the lid when you want to get air into it if you want to. And so that's how it was designed. But now
Yeah.
I cannot switch that lid to a hard plastic because the
Well, you
shrink
know
rate
what?
of the TPU versus polycarbonate are different. I hope I didn't
Right.
lose anybody.
No,
But
well,
No.
you know what?
it wouldn't fit if I made the lid hard.
John, I
Oh,
just
I
have
see.
one question. You have an
So
iPhone,
the
right?
lid stays. I'm on an iPhone, yeah.
Just can you hold it landscape?
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay. Is that
Good.
better?
Yeah, that's
Much
better.
better.
So I got the incubators lined up here. The 3-footer, the 5.5, the 4-footer is over here. Got my new banner I got up there. I'm gonna show you
Very
some
nice.
babies.
Yeah,
But
let's see some lizards.
you know Johnny Venom?
Yeah,
You guys
we
know
know
Johnny
Johnny
Venom,
Venom.
right?
It's kind of hard to miss that
He's in
guy.
front of my table. He's in front of my table with a croc monitor, and he totally hijacked my table.
Sounds
So
perfectly on
I
point
can't even
for
go
Johnny
over
Venom.
there. Yeah,
That's funny.
I gotta kick him out.
Just kick him out of the way, John. You can
Let's
take
go
him.
see. I could definitely take him. I know I could definitely knock
Just hit him
out
at
his knees and his ankles.
That's what I was
You
gonna
know
say.
what,
Hit him at the
John? You
knee.
know what I always say to guys like him and Nick.
Look what I got to hold for.
John.
Hold on, I'm gonna come around. Hold on, excuse me.
What's up, Johnny?
What a
Look at
beautiful
that.
lizard.
Look at that girl.
Yeah.
We got Johnny
Is
Venom
that Brian?
representing Nerd at the promoter show. Is that what? Yeah, I
Is
think
that
that
Brian's?
is Brian's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian's. Yeah.
It's a girl. It's not a
Yep.
boy.
I need her.
Anything puppy tame is usually Brian's, because he finds a way to tame these things.
Yep. He likes
I think he's
fondling, like
crazy.
that Bionic Betty video.
I think he's
Oh, dude.
crazy.
Oh,
So
nice.
these are my little Thanksgiving baby little bell slaves.
Look at how clean that one is.
I like this
Nuts.
clutch. This clutch came out really clean. Came out with a really good attitude. Everybody at
Now,
the
is
show
that
is
considered a
starting to look
super,
at them.
John, or is that a bell? Just a bell?
It's a clean bell. I wouldn't call
Okay.
it a super. It's a
Okay.
clean pattern bell, and that's probably a boy. And then I bought something for myself because I can't help
Uh
myself.
oh.
What'd you buy, John? What'd he freeze?
Yeah. I think their Wi-Fi's rough.
I'm here.
John Oates. What did you say you bought?
Yeah, I'm in the back of the building by the stage. Hold on. Yes, sir. I bought something. I'm going to show you right now.
Nice.
It's a lot better
It's
now. I
a-
can actually see you.
Bars.
Nice.
Nice.
Hold on, I want to get a better view of this. Hold on. Very hard to catch these things.
I know it.
You know, you know
There we
what?
go.
Wow, that's pretty.
I have
Yeah.
a couple of babies. They're tiny though, really, really small, but really, really cute. So hopefully we could figure them out.
Those are my favorite.
That would be
favorite
fun.
dwarf.
Yeah, I don't. That's about the size of mine when I got rid of them.
I got my first ones out there, John. Do you remember that? At one of the California shows.
Say again?
Remember when I got that pair out there like 5
saw
years
you
ago? Yep.
That was Pomona. Yeah.
Was it Pomona?
That was another
That's-
Pomona show.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
it was
that
a
was
Pomona show. I like the Pomona show. No, this is what I fly out for. I see my family out here and hang out. It's a very social event. You wouldn't
Yep.
believe the crowd that just formed with Johnny with the prop monitor on his back. Pretty much
That's
hijacked my entire podcast. By the way,
And
Amanda
you know
Mine
what?
was in the crowd
And I would
yesterday.
expect that out of him. So
Yeah,
John,
well, you know.
so let's talk about your incubators. They're available now.
They're available at this show, and after the show, they're going to be stored for sale in the California area at JTK Reptiles Pet Shop in Long Beach. I cannot put these on a plane and ship them back to the East Coast, but I do have an East Coast order of them coming in the springtime. So whatever's here after the show, whatever's left, is going to be at JTK's shop. So if you're in the Long Beach area or LA area, San Diego even, if you need an incubator, go to JTK's shop. He will have these incubators in stock, 3 sizes. But because
Now,
it's so
can-
big
can-
and it's an incubator that has Freon gas in it, they're very difficult to move around the country. I can't fly them
Gotcha.
back and forth. They'd have to be
Why do they
trucks.
got Freon gas
So-
in them?
Because they can be heated and you can cool this
Very
incubator.
smart.
So
Very
if you
smart.
have colubrids and you're incubating eggs, in the off season, you could drop the temperature into the 50s and brumate your adult snakes on
Very
the shelves. You
That's
know,
a
and then
very
fire them up
cool
in the
idea.
springtime.
That's the first of their kind, right, John?
There's even guys here that were gonna brumate their tortoises.
Yeah,
So
I'd
it's-
imagine
it's,
you could
It's a
brumate
really
healers and
versatile
heated.
box.
Yeah.
John, is that the first of their
So,
kind
yeah,
to
if
do
you
that?
think
I've
we're-
never heard of an incubator that fluctuates like that.
It's not the first of its kind.
No? Okay.
But it's one that I really love. I love
Yep.
this incubator.
No, that's
I think it's a
game
great
changing.
great incubator for my product. So hopefully I could bring them to Tinley and Daytona and the East Coast shows that I do sometime this year. But I wanted to launch them here at the Pomona show first. But eventually I'll get them to the other cities. You know?
Very cool. That's awesome. No, I didn't know they
Right,
fluctuated
Johnny's gone. I can finally
down
breathe.
too. Now, do they? If you set it, like say you set it
Yeah.
at 68, would it fluctuate by itself, or you have to have it on heating or cooling?
No, it regulates itself. It'll
Cool.
stay at 68.
That's very cool.
It'll keep that cool temperature until you,
You know,
raise
it's-
it yourself
it's-
to whatever you're
I think-
incubating.
I think, John, that's another really good idea for, people who, like in, say, Southern California, who like have those carports, Florida, in these hot climates that keep their stuff like we're from the north, so everything we got is insulated. But people down in Florida just have a garage, no insulation. So that's kind of good, I mean, you don't have to worry about it getting too hot.
I think so. I
And they
agree.
look incredible.
Because
They
like
look really
Florida
clean.
and California, the homes out here don't really have basements.
Right.
So the basement, or there's no basement. So the garage is often where the people keep their cells, and the temperature fluctuations, make it a little bit difficult to control your incubation. But in an incubator that's but an incubator that is like a glass door insulated incubator, you'll have better climate control inside the egg box, which I think is very, very important. In a
Definitely.
room that maybe is fluctuating, this will keep your egg box stable.
So maybe I didn't catch you, with the glitching going on. You can use you can use the heat and the cool it. They will regulate themselves, or it can only be hot or cold.
It can only be hot or cold. It won't go. It won't. It's not going to go through that range. But if you set it to 78, it'll stay 78.
I got
If you lower it, it'll stay at the lower temperature that you set it to. It's not going to go up and down.
Right.
Which
Very
I don't
cool.
recommend
Yeah, well-
anyway, because that's going to create a whole bunch of
Yeah.
problems.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking about on the brumation thing, but yeah, for brumation, you want it to be pretty steady at a lower temp. So
I would
Yeah.
use it for
If
my
I was still
pennies,
keeping
even.
like hognose snakes, yeah. If I was doing my hognose snakes still, I would have liked this incubator to roommate my adults in the off season, and then take them out and fire them up to breed, and then incubate their eggs for the rest of the year.
yeah,
But I don't have any more colubrids.
Now,
But if I did, that's exactly what I would do. So I've
and,
been
and
talking to some
you know,
snake guys, and they love it.
and you know what? I'm sure your wife would appreciate the hog nose not next to the gabagool.
Right. That woman never liked the snakes, ever.
Yeah,
She was never a fan. Never a fan of any of the snakes. So I really only have one snake at the house now. I have a red-tailed boa.
no more
Nice.
hog nose, John?
I have a red-tailed boa that, I haven't had a red-tailed boa since the early 90s, and I love the damn thing. So
That's cool.
What
I'm gonna
what
keep
do you
it.
have? Is it a pure red tail locality, or what do you got?
It's a black boa. It's an IMG Motley,
Oh man, I love them
and
things.
it's like 4 months
Yeah.
old. Eating mice. It's nice, you feed it once every 8-10 days, whatever it is.
Yeah,
Very, very easy. It's in the monitor room. I don't even have a lamp on it. It's like
Yep.
so warm in there. It's fine.
it's the same
It's
with
got
my emeralds. I
heat
keep
coming
them,
from the.
just from the heat of the room.
The room is fine for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's getting belly heat because the cages underneath are warm, so it's radiating upwards.
Nice.
You want to go
I'm
see some other
excited for
list?
those incubators, John. I can't wait to get one. I gotta wait for the East Coast order though. Unless I drive out to Cali and pick one up.
I would have loved to have put one in the pickup truck and sent you back home.
Yeah. No, that would have been great. So I don't know if you want to talk about it, but I could always take it out. Did you want to talk about price points on any of those, John, so people know?
We could talk price. This unit right here is the $2,000 unit.
Okay.
This is the one that's about 5.5 feet. And then the smallest one I'm carrying is about 3 feet tall. It's like a 322, and that's 1,200. And then
Okay.
the medium one, I'm sorry, just there's a big crowd. There's a medium one here. This is the one that holds the 10 XLs. This one here, this one's 1,600.
Okay.
That does not include shipping if it has to go on a truck. That's picked up at a show. That's the picked up at a show price.
And
I
let me
will
ask you this:
transport these incubators to the show. You have to find a way to get them to your house.
for those price points you just said, is that the thermostat included as well?
Yes.
The thermostat is already in it.
Yes.
Very
It's got
cool.
the heat plate. It's a heat plate. It's a heat plate with the thermostat regulating the temperature.
Now, when you say a heat plate, is it like a heat panel? Is that the same thing or no?
I haven't physically seen the heat plate, but the people in China tell me it's a heat plate that is heating up, and there's fans that are circulating air.
Yeah, I saw that. It had 2 big fans in the back. That's cool too.
But I
It's
don't
literally
have- I don't
plug and
have,
play, which is great.
I never. It's a very simple apparatus. I think it's just a metal plate that raises and lowers in temperature.
Yeah.
But I never
I like
saw the
how-
actual physical plate. I would have to take the thing apart.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, John. We keep stepping over each other because there's a glitch in between us. But I love how clean it looks. Everything's inside.
Sorry.
You have all the fans. all the thermostats inside the box, so
Yes.
it's just plug and play. That's cool.
Yes, the digital display is on the ceiling inside the door. So, you know, you have to open the door to play with the temperatures.
Very cool.
And it comes with a lock and key, so you can lock your incubator, you
Oh,
know,
really?
so you can keep, you know, some children out of the egg boxes.
I got to
Keep
keep my
your-
dad out so he doesn't mess with my stuff. But very
That's
cool.
great.
So what else you got on the table, John?
I have gastrophilus,
Nice.
and I have tubeless artists, and I have white throat monitors.
Nice.
And I had more Ackies, but I think they're all gone. Well, I'm based out of New York. I'm planning on an order to the East Coast later this year, maybe in the springtime,
Nick,
March or
John got to
April
do
on the
business.
East Coast.
Yeah. Gotta let him do his
Yes.
thing.
Yeah.
If you need any, are you LA based?
It's probably
so you
just
would pick up
Johnny
these
he's
after the
talking to.
show at KTK Prep
Yeah,
House
he,
Show.
he set him up, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he'll have them in stock there.
John, I know your pops is out there, right?
Yeah.
How much time are you going to spend after the show,
He
or are you
lives-
on your way back?
I saw him Thursday. I had
Yeah.
dinner with him, and I had a dinner with him and his wife. And I'll see him again in July. And I'm bringing my wife and kids in July, so he'll get to
Nice.
see the kids and how big they got, and see my wife. You know,
Nice.
it's been a couple of years since we saw my kids.
Yeah.
So I unfortunately, because he's so far away, I can't see him too often. But he's 80 years old, and
He looks
I was-
good.
I was at your house when everybody came over, John.
he's fine. He's healthy. He's doing all right.
When I was picking up Emma.
Keeps telling me to move to California.
Yeah.
That's culture shock.
I mean, it is. It's a culture shock for sure. I would be like, curious to keep some stuff outside year round.
Yeah, but instead
in
of
Southern
shipping,
California.
but instead of shipping incubators back and forth, you'd have to ship the gabagool.
You would.
Hey, Mike, so funny. Somebody handed me.
We lost him.
We lost.
Hold on. I'm here.
Yeah.
there you go.
I'm here. Somebody handed me what looked like an Italian rice ball, but it wasn't rice. It was like a potato croquette with meat inside. I had 3 of them.
Wow,
I
that
thought it
sounds
was Italian
good.
food, but they said it's Cuban food, and I thought this was the greatest thing. I was like,
It sounds good.
so good.
I thought you were going
Yeah,
to say
I had 3. I was only supposed to have 1, but I stole 2.
Somebody
some fat guy.
Somebody tricked me one time, John. They gave me what I thought was mashed potatoes, and I ate it.
Yeah.
Man, it was so good. You know what it was? It was cauliflower. It was mashed cauliflower. But it was.
I don't know
was
if I can
really
do the
good.
cauliflower.
Nicole's
It
done
was
that to
good.
me.
They should. I would have been better
I
off
need
if
the
they
real
didn't tell
thing,
me.
bro. I need the real thing.
Absolutely.
Me too. That's the problem out there is it's hard to find like good Italian food. As someone that lives off of Italian food, it's hard to find it in California.
But I'll tell
Yeah.
you what, when Rami picked me up from the airport when I went there, I said, he goes, you guys want to get something to eat, me and Sarah? I said, yeah. MJ's always talking about the tacos. I said, I want tacos. Holy shit, dude.
Amazing.
Oh, amazing tacos.
The tacos out here are great, dude.
Yeah,
The Mexican food in California is top notch.
Insane.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Last
What
time I was
ate-
there, we were in
what-
San Diego, and man, that's all I eat was tacos, all that kind of stuff, and it was so good.
John, let me ask you about the food at that venue there. Do they got good food too?
Where?
Like at the venue?
Where you're at?
Where you're at?
So, oh, is there good food at this show?
Yeah, in the
I haven't
show.
eaten anything at this show.
Uh,
I've only had those potato croquettes.
oh,
They sound good though.
By the way, there's some food carts outside, but it's like $30 for a cheeseburger. I was like, no
Oh
thanks.
man,
wow.
got to go to In-N-Out where it's like $2.50.
Too much money.
So, John, when you're there in
Plus, I
California,
don't want to eat too much at a show.
It's true.
yeah,
Say again?
when you're at the show there in Pomona, do you stay in a hotel on the site or is it near?
There is a hotel nearby that most of these vendors stay at, but I stay at a different one not far away. But there's a lot of options. You know, you could stay closer or a little bit further away.
Yeah. Now, hey,
I rent a car out here, so it's fine.
when I went to the reptile talks, Rami took me around and he showed me, and I get them confused. The Super Show and this one is this the one that's near that venue by Disney, right?
That's Anaheim.
I'm pretty sure it's the same venue, but the Super Show, I think this is the Super Show, right? I think this is the Super Show, but there's another show. There's like the pet fair or something. With
Yeah,
fish
that's
and
huge.
birds.
Right.
That's like a mega show. I can't imagine that one. This is already like 30,000 people.
That's crazy.
There's so many people here. It's insane. But here's
Well,
the
there's a
problem,
shitload
guys.
of people in Cali.
Here's the problem. They're not all tough people. The majority of the people walking around are parents with kids. It's a day out. It's a day out with the kids. So the toy vendors are making a killing. The vendors who sell the 3D printed shit, they're doing great.
Yep.
The plushies, they're fine. And maybe if the parents allow the kids to get something, it's going to be an inexpensive critter, you know, crested gecko, something easy to take care of. The frog people are doing well. But you know, big guys like me with lace monitors, you know, you gotta market that. You gotta get up front and center. You gotta show people, you know, how amazing these things are. I always make sure my animals are warm so they're moving around. Because if they're sitting still and they look dead, people just walk right by.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, that's one thing too. Like monitor lizards, you're never going to get that impulse buyer, and if you do,
Very rarely.
it ain't going to be for a croc monitor or a lace monitor, nothing like that.
Right.
Maybe Ackies.
You're right. You're right.
You know, the Pilbaras or
The shows are more for promoting
but you know, it's like
than selling stuff. I've noticed that.
Look at they'll look at this bell lace and they'll be like, "Oh my God, that is beautiful. I never saw anything in the world like it. How big does it get? How much is it? Thanks for your time."
Yeah.
And then the next person moves in. You know, it's all right. You know, I woke up this morning with a sore throat. I did so much yapping yesterday about lace monitors and Ackies and stuff that. But I did sell a lace monitor.
Did you?
Take a little drink of that.
Hey,
what's up?
Hey, Alec. What's up?
Hey, there he is. How you doing, Alec?
I'm good. How about you?
Good. Nice to see you,
How you
kid.
guys? Good?
Good.
Hey,
Nice to
did
see
you
you guys
take
too.
care of John with some
Wishing I was
food or
there.
what?
Of course, my Janutes. Come on, man. Come on. He's my Janutes.
Nice.
Mike, I want you to know something. This whole fucking show, everybody's calling me Janu.
Hey, that's your name, no? Janus.
And I'm like, how did you know my name is Janu? They all call me Januts now. It's so funny.
That's so funny.
I should have changed my name on my my podcast name from Johnny Sims to Januts.
Janus. Well, hey, man, it's better than being called like asshole or shrimp, right?
I've gotten that too.
Yeah, I know.
I've gotten
Me
that
too.
too. It's all right. I got
So,
Johnny Venom yesterday insulting me every 5 minutes.
Nick and Big Johnny there, it's like They got to watch it with us short guys because their nutsack is right at the speed bag level.
Shit, Johnny's at my
I'll
speed bag
speed bag
level.
those nuts right off of him, Mike. No
That's it.
problem.
That's it.
I'll speed bag them off for you, John. Tell him to leave you alone.
Mike, me on your back or you on my back, we're still not even like up to his belly button. He's a fucking giant.
He is a
That's
giant.
what I said. Yeah.
He is a freak
But
of
hey,
nature.
you know, I think when you get really tall like that, the air is too thin up there, so you go a little woo.
Hey, watch it. Watch it. No, he's a giant. I'm 6'4", and I look at him like this. So he's a freak of nature.
Wow, Nick,
And
you're like a foot taller than me.
He's a total freak.
Yeah.
He's a total freak. He can do
He's a
backflips
superhuman.
and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's a superhuman. He's like 275 or whatever he said he was yesterday.
Yep.
I'm like, what man, 275, 6'7", is doing
Hey.
backflips on a
He's
bicycle?
from that movie 300 or one of those movies. He's in a coliseum somewhere. He should be.
Hey, John, tell him the next time he's done with one of his boots, the next time he's, you know, when he changes the shoes and he gets rid of his old boots, tell him to send me one because I'll make a go-kart out of it.
Yeah,
boat,
like
something.
size 17 boots, man.
17. Holy.
Me and you in one boot. I think like a little sidecar for Johnny, you know?
That's right.
You'd be like the carnival in that little spinny thing. You and Uncle Mike.
So, hey, John,
That's great.
so you did good at the show, right?
I did, but I wanted to tell you something before I forget. I forgot to tell you. I managed to breed my albino Sumbawa to a female Sumbawa, and I got eggs.
Yeah,
I
you
hatched
had told
eggs.
me.
I haven't even said anything online about it.
Yeah,
got
no,
6
you told me,
babies.
and
They're a month
congratulations
old.
on that.
Congrats, John.
Thank you. I'm trying to see this project through. I bought that animal. I bought that wild-caught male Sumbawa 3.5 years ago.
I remember
I had to
that.
raise them up and find the right female. And I found a girl that's working out. Like, they mated. It was fine. There was no animosity. There was no fighting. I got a good clutch of eggs, and they hatched. And I didn't want to overbreed them and make a whole bunch of heads. So I'm just gonna see what I could do with this
Right.
clutch of 6 and see if I can pull a pair or two out of it to breed together and maybe back to the male to hit the visual. But that won't be until like 28.
But John, let me ask you a question on those.
And
you know, I'm not a color morph guy, and I really know little about genetics. But I always said to you, I always said it doesn't look like an albino. Is it confirmed an albino, or is it something that you don't know yet?
well, as a baby, it looked like a T-positive albino. It just doesn't have like the Javan pattern. It's got a Sumbawa pattern. It's got a dark pupil. It's got a dark pupil. But as it grew up, the skin turned white.
Oh.
But I think it's an albino.
Is it the same one that you showed me that I said looks like marble? It was like white and then it had gray all through it? Or was that something different?
Had gray through the neck.
Yeah.
Same one.
And that's an albino.
Yeah. What I'll do is I'll post pictures on my Instagram so you can see them because I haven't really mentioned much about it.
Right.
So
But
you
as that animal
have
grew up,
6
he went
hats
from like
now.
6 hats.
Cool. Very cool.
When that albino Sumbawa first arrived, he was like 5 different colors. And then as he grew up, the colors changed dramatically. And then he wound up turning into like a white animal. It looks a lot like the nerd ivory, but it doesn't have black fingernails. It has clear nails.
Wow.
But it looks a lot like the nerd line ivory. But as a baby, they're nothing alike because the ivory is a darker animal that turns white right away. This animal started out like pink and yellow and gray, and then turned white with light gray on the neck as it grew up. But it looks
What about,
exactly like the ivory as an adult.
what about like a hypomelanistic, John? Do you think it would be more something like that with a black pupil?
I mean, it could be. It could be a hypo. But as a baby, I thought those were albino colors.
Yeah, you know a lot more about this stuff
But I'll
than I
post
do.
pictures on Instagram. I'm gonna make a little post about it. I just didn't want to post about it right away. I wanted to make sure that they were eating and stuff. And now they're over a month old and they're fine. So and
Very
I've been
cool.
playing with them and they're pretty well behaved.
Very cool.
Which is
I
a
remember when you
plus.
got that. It's such a cool animal. It's wild to have that change. You should do a side by side of when you got it and what it is now.
I will. I'll show you pictures of that. I will.
Yeah.
And all the babies are different. So none of the babies resemble each other. Each one looks different.
Wow, that's cool.
Like one baby looks like a guru. Another one looks like a Job and Vivitatus with the shoulder band and then like the band over the hips. Like very, very Vivitatus looking. And then others like the spots are tiny. I'm like, how the hell does this happen? There's so much variation in these Vivitatus. You never know what you're gonna get. But I really want to see what the albino looks like when they hatch. But it's gonna be a number of years away.
So, John,
hopefully
Sambala
within
is
2.5.
Vivitatus? It's just a smaller locality? Yes. Okay. Never knew that.
Yes. So the water monitors, when you head east out of Java and you get to Bali Island and then Lombok Island and then Sumbawa, as you head east, the islands, as you get closer to Komodo Island, the water monitors get smaller and smaller. So the ones on Sumbawa maybe will hit 4.5 feet. The females are tiny. They're laying eggs at 30 inches.
Wow.
And then on Flores, the max size is about 4 feet as well. So it's certainly a smaller subspecies as you leave the main island of Java, where there's giants there. On the Nusa Tenggara Islands, Bali, Lombok, Sumbawa. There is even water monitors on Komodo, but they're like transient. You know, they've come through.
Yeah, they don't want
and
to
then as
stay
you
too
keep
long.
going further east. Say again?
They don't want to stay there too long.
Yeah, imagine that
I don't
Sambala
think they're gonna
rolling up
stay
to
there too long.
Komodo. It's like, what the hell is that?
Not a good idea.
No.
I mean, a juvenile Komodo just makes like light work of a Sambala.
Yeah. Well, plus, you think for what I said, you think, yeah, they don't want to get nowhere near none of them big adults. But yeah, even the juveniles and the youngs, they're able to chase them down up in the trees. There's nowhere for them to go.
Yeah. So you will, if you look online, you can find water monitor photos taken on Komodo and on Padar and Rincha, but they're transient. It's like they're heading. They're like, okay, thank you. We're just using these as a stepping stone to get to the next island.
Yeah.
And so
It's
all those
safer on the
smaller
other island,
localities, John, are all on islands. Like they're not like on mainlands. They're all, that makes sense. I was going to ask you why you think that is, but if they're on islands, that makes total sense.
Yeah, they're smaller. I don't want to call them a dwarf race of water monitors because my male is still 4+ feet, so it's still a moderate sized lizard.
Yeah,
right.
You know, Nucalus. There's certain islands of Nucalus in the Philippines that are really, really small. Like the scientists who went there and studied the different the different island races of water monitors there said that these really tiny island Nucalus in the Philippines are smaller than the bigger island Nucalus, and they're darker and they have bigger neck scales and they have longer tails, but they're still a short little water monitor, like a 3-foot water monitor.
I have one of those. I have one of those really dark specimens with the big neck nodules. And it's so weird because like there's such a wide variety throughout Nucalus. Like some are all white and then some are jet black. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It always reminds me of that. I think his name is Dan Mullery. He did. It was probably. I don't think it was in the Philippines. I think it was in Thailand where they have those pedigree type lizard shows, and
Yeah.
He picked some kind of, I don't know what he picked,
Yeah,
but
in
there
those
was
shopping malls. Yep.
a jet black Nucellus with a white head. I'm like, that thing's gonna win, and then it
Yeah.
didn't win. I was like, oh, I guess it's a preference, you know, it's somebody's opinion.
Yep.
But that dark Nucellus with the white head was fantastic.
Yep. Nothing
They
better.
are so hard to find here now. It's crazy. There's so
Yep.
many monitor species that we used to keep and breed that you can't find them anymore. You can't find
Yep.
Cordilleniatus, Storai, Kingorum. If these guys decide to quit Kingorum, it's gonna be very hard to find Kingorum.
Yep.
You know,
John, you are
Nucellus
responsible
is a
for.
heartbreaker because there was
You're
quite
responsible
a
for a
few
lot of.
Nucellus here for a while.
Yeah, you're responsible for a lot of pivotal moments in my reptile career, but that moment you put that Nucellus in my hands at Hamburg was a big one. That was you messed me up with that one.
Well, Alex should have never. Alex should have kept that project going. He should have never sold it off, but he
Yeah.
just didn't want to do it anymore. You know, he wanted to do the drier habitat type lizards like Lace and Spencer's, and I don't blame him for that.
Yeah.
John,
So
let me
he
ask
wanted to
you
move away from the
something.
waters.
Do you
Yeah.
know whatever became of those Nucellus that he had?
I think Chris Foley has some. I sold some to like random people, but
Yeah.
most of them were like sold by, you know, one guy bought one lizard here, one guy bought one lizard there. No one was buying the group, and I think that was the mistake. It should have been like, you know, at least the first clutches should have went to people who would have dedicated the time to raising the babies to breed, instead of one, you know, buying one at a time and piecemealing it together.
Right.
Because
If
now
I could go back
they're
in
gone.
time, I would have bought all of them, but I couldn't even afford one back then. Now it's like I'll do anything for one.
I know. It's gonna be hard to find them.
Yeah.
I have some ideas where we could find some locally. I'll let you know in a personal private
Please
message.
do. I have two, but see, this is the dilemma, and I haven't said anything about it. I have a male, and I kind of chalked. It's a white phase. It's all white that I've had for a long time that I raised from a hatchling, and now I have a black one too, and I kind of chalked it up as a male. But I sent pictures to Uncle Mike last night, and he's like, "Nicky Nick, we got to look further into this." So I'm hoping I have a pair, which would be crazy because I raised that one for 3 years, and I thought it was a male. But I just voted. I haven't touched the animal in 2 years. I haven't put hands on it in 2 years.
I hope you do. I mean, that might be the last viable female.
Yeah.
Wow.
If it is one.
That's crazy.
I told you I got that one. There was a lot of complications with it, where she bred, went to go lay the eggs, and couldn't get them out. But she had a hip dysplasia kind of thing, where she couldn't get them out. But what are you gonna do? That broke my heart because I knew that was my last chance, and there was nothing I could do.
Hey, you know, it's what we always say. If this stuff was easy, everybody would do it, you know. So you got to take the good with the bad. Nobody's ever 100%, you know. I mean, so with the Toji's, I've got those 3 eggs that hatched, and it turned out to be 1.2, and now my F1s in June I'm going to breed them. My one female I have here has been doing a lot of digging, so I'm hoping she's going to lay an infertile clutch, and in June I can put my male on her. But yeah, that's you know, you're playing with an animal that if you lose a female, it's valuable. So that's why I decided to, you know, judging by the size of my captive borns compared to all the ones that I got from that you brought in, John.
Yeah.
This female is the biggest female that I've had. So I'm hoping that time till June gets me, and I don't mean for her to be mature like sexually, mature as far as nesting and where she wants to go, because it's great to get her eggs and then hatch them, and then you always got some. But I don't want to lose another female, man. I don't.
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
They need
listen,
to
you
be-
guys are professionals, and you guys know how to get lizards to lay eggs in your house. But anything can happen
Yeah.
to anyone. Not every, you know, I've had plenty of mistakes happen or losses that I didn't expect. We're playing with, tropical lizards in temperate environments in
Yeah,
Yep.
their home, trying to figure out how to make their reproductive cycle work.
John,
Without
you know
killing
what?
them, trying to pair them up in tiny boxes, comparative
Yep.
to their homes.
So, John,
People
sometimes
don't.
I look at my lizards and I like the togies, any of them, coming eye, whatever, and I'm like, I'm like, do you realize that you live in Wisconsin, Wisconsin,
yeah.
and if they knew that, they'd be like, what am I doing all the way over here? You know what I mean? I belong over there.
Hey, they're only like 5 feet away from a toboggan, bro.
Yeah,
Right?
Yep. Yep.
absolutely.
Yep.
It's crazy.
It's true. It's
Standing in
rough
front of
to
the farmhouse
do what we
banner.
do. Nice.
A shameless plug for Robert and Stacy.
Great people.
Yeah.
Robert's doing some good stuff.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Good. Very
What about
difficult to hear
Dave?
you guys. I'm doing my best.
I know.
Joe, what about what JTK gets no love? Come on, let's see JTK.
All right, hold on. He's in his high fashion outfit. He's actually wearing a
always.
t-shirt today, and not
Oh,
a
wow.
tank top and basketball shorts.
He
Hold on,
don't
let's
got
see.
a white beater on.
No. Nick and
Hey.
Hey,
Whoa.
what's up, brother?
I don't recognize you in that T-shirt. What's up, bro?
But hey, one day we're gonna be like you guys.
No.
No. One day I'd like to be out there with you guys.
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking.
He has a customer, so I don't want to bother him too much.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was like, the guy he's with has like a big hat on. He looks like the Grand Poobah. Look at that.
Yeah, he looked huge.
Who's the guy? Let me see this Grand Poobah. Is that his
It's
bodyguard?
like a top hat. That's really cool, man. I couldn't pull that off.
No, I couldn't pull it off either. I'd look like a magician.
Yeah, he's as big as Johnny Venom too.
He did,
With the hat, huh?
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So it looks like you guys are having a great time at that show.
We are. There's another legend over here, Pete Mimikos.
Oh, let me see him. I know Pete.
The problem is he's not going to be able to hear anything. But when I was a little kid, and I would go to the reptile shows on the East Coast, Pete was the only guy with captive bred monitors. He used to breed Ackies and Kimberly Rocks and Pilbaras and Tristas and Orientalis at the time, which
crazy.
the real Orientalis that were like blue and orange.
Right.
And so I would go up to him like a little kid at the candy store, and I would ask him a million questions, and then I'd finally buy one of his lizards. So and then he's still doing it, and he lives in Texas now, so I only see him when we do the show, and he has a massive collection of tortoises on his property, so he brings all the babies, and he's still breeding Pilbaras, and he's still breeding Ackies, and he's like legendary Pete Mimikos. So I'm so
Nice.
happy that he's here with us, and we're all in this arena, these 17 tables.
Hey,
So,
John.
yeah, I like this show. I'll do this again.
John, let me
I'm gonna
ask
come
you
to the next
something.
one.
You said when you were a little kid, you would go up to Pete Mimikos and you would pull on the bottom of his T-shirt. You still pulling on the bottom of his T-shirt? Yeah, John, you know what I'm waiting for you to say to me? Oh, Mike,
But
who are you to make fun of my height?
I think I'm an inch taller than you, Mike.
I think you are, but you know what? That's
might
okay
be an
because I'm
inch taller
starting
than
to
you.
bend over.
I think it's attributed to your bad back, but I got a bad back too, so I think we're in a race now heading south.
Well, I got 10 years on you.
You do. I'll be 52, but my back is fucked, man. I'm like,
Wow, that's crazy,
I
man.
mean,
I'll be 62 this year. So we're
I was
10 years
behind
apart.
I was behind this banner before doing yoga poses because my back is screwed up.
Yeah.
I'm standing on my feet all day, and it's like, I
Yeah,
gotta go
those shows are
stretch.
rough.
It's
Yeah.
rough doing it.
I'm not doing Tinley this year probably because of that. It's just a lot. It's painful.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot.
Yeah.
You may or may not be going to Tinley, right, John?
It depends on my work schedule. If I don't have to go to Asia, I will be at Tinley. No problem. I don't know what that was about.
How about
Somebody was
Daytona? You're going to Daytona?
I'm definitely going to Daytona. I'm not.
That's cool.
I'm on the fence about vending it because I'd rather go to the beach. I'd rather go to the show and then go to the beach. I don't want to sit behind a table.
I think me, Nick, and my daughter Sarah are gonna see you there.
Yep, we'll be down there.
Come down, have a great time. We'll be on the beach and we'll still go to the show. By the way, Daytona last year in August was the best show I've ever been to for monitors. They had everything.
Wow.
All the tree monitors you could dream of were there. All the water monitor morphs, minus the one I work with.
Yeah.
There was all the little dwarf monitors you could dream of, and it was just an amazing selection of monitors. And the crazy thing is, the average person walking around that show just didn't seem to care.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, this is a dream for an old monitor guy like me to walk around and see this kind of variety. And these people don't even realize how rare this stuff is.
Well, you know what, John?
It was and now it's available.
Yeah, you know what it is, John. It's the I believe it's the progression of the hobby. Like most people come in at that entry level at leopard geckos and ball pythons and things like that, and then you get that few rare people who will go buy a Coming Eye or go buy a pair of Ackies, and then they start selling all their other stuff and they start working with the monitors.
Yeah.
Monitors ain't for everybody.
No.
No.
Now, John, is that show just still that main room, or I thought it's different rooms now, right? Daytona?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
No, that's all right. Is Daytona still just one big room, or is it like different rooms now?
It's two rooms. It's two rooms. They're both really big rooms. There's a lot more plant people there now.
Wow.
I've noticed there's a lot of plant vendors. Just the progression of it, like Mike said. So lots of plants, lots of toys. But as far as the people bringing reptiles, it's still an amazing reptile show for colubrids and ball pythons and
excuse me, fellas,
and lizards. So the monitor selection there was great.
That's awesome. I missed like the last 4 years, so I definitely want to go
to the
this
bathroom
year.
or something.
Yeah. He dipped out, but I definitely want to go this year. So we're gonna try to make a trip out of it.
Bring the baby and bring lots of sunscreen.
Yeah, right. He's like me. He's pasty white.
I got burnt so
walking outside.
badly. I might be Italian, Nick, but I still burn. I burned on the beach because we spent too much time in the sun, and I wasn't wearing protection because I'm standing in the water, and I thought I'd be okay. Man, I was suffering.
Yeah. Well, I bet you tan eventually. I don't tan at all. I just get redder.
Eventually it turns brown.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We'll put up a big tent for you.
Yeah. That's why I feel all my friends like change ethnicities when they tan. I just I'm gonna get more Irish, I guess.
That's my wife.
Yeah.
My wife is she goes in the sun 5 minutes and she's got a perfect golden tan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty good with the sun, but I start in February. It's still cold as shit, but I'm out there with no shirt, smoking a cigarette. You know what happened? One day, I don't know, it was in October Tinley, and somebody took some pictures of me, and I looked at them like, who's that? I'm like, that's me. Holy shit. So now I go out in the sun as many times as I can. I get out there.
Yeah.
Because it's not like I was pale, but I almost look like gray, man. I look sick. So I go out in the sun all the time now.
Yeah.
You say you get burned? I know, Nicky Nick, you burned.
I burn bad.
We all need a little bit of sun, though. Not too much.
Yeah.
We need it. We need that vitamin D3, and it keeps that season depression away.
Absolutely.
That's a hard thing to
Want to stay
battle up here.
positive and happy. Get some sun. Put the phone down and
Yeah.
get some sun on your nose.
And play with
Yep.
some monitors. That
So-
snaps me out of it.
John, this was a great interview with you, and we all love you, man. You're Janoots, you're the man. But we're gonna get you on again without the show noise and getting cut off, right,
I'm
Nick?
losing you.
And losing it. You should jump back on, I hope.
Yeah. There he is.
There he is.
Hey,
Hey, John. John, let me ask you something. Can you hear me, John?
are you guys there?
Can you hear me?
He's like,
Can you hear us, John? We lost him.
Uh-oh. All right. Well,
I'll wait for him to come back in. Actually, I'll
yeah,
text
we'll
him.
wait. So, thank you. I just wanted to say, Nicky Nick, thank you for, I didn't get it yet, but I know you sent me a couple surprises for the podcast.
Yep.
So I actually went out and bought my ring,
John's
my
back.
ring light. My ring light. There he is.
Sorry, we
I don't
lost
know what
you.
happened, guys.
Hey, John, I wanted to ask you something.
Yeah.
Is this
Yeah.
Pomona show, is it Rami's?
Yes.
Oh, it is Rami. Okay, cool. Rami's a great
It's
guy,
Rami.
man.
He's an amazing promoter and an amazing guy. This place is still packed. I don't know what time it is. Like 4 o'clock. It's around 4 o'clock here. We got another hour to go. The place is jammed.
Yeah, usually typically Sunday night, an hour before close, there's nobody in there. We're all fucking,
We're at 11
Quiet, but
o'clock
here,
on the
man, I
East
don't
Coast
know.
and everybody
He
left.
must have had. He must have been promoting this on the radio.
I saw him on the news.
There was a celebrity sighting here, so it's a big deal.
Who?
Like a lot of people come out for this.
Who was it? Nicolas Cage?
Amanda Bynes was here.
Really?
No, I
Really?
wish, but it was Amanda Bynes.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So,
Yeah,
I
right.
heard
Rami's
that-
awesome.
I heard Amanda Bynes got cloned or something.
she got what?
Cloned.
I don't know.
What do I know?
She got a
I spent
tattoo
too
of a
much
heart
time on the internet.
Mike, what are you doing looking up Amanda Bynes on the internet?
It's not that I look her up, but all the conspiracy theory shit. And, she's
Oh,
supposed
yeah.
to be cloned, She's not real no more.
Oh, right.
They
I
took her
forgot
out and they
about
put
that. You're
someone
right,
else
yeah.
in. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that show. The shows on the East Coast need to take notes from that one because those shows are always crazy. I went to
Well,
Anaheim and it was nuts. I can't imagine that one.
It sounds to me like everybody who's a show promoter can take some lessons from Rami. He does a good show.
He does a good show. He does
Yeah.
a really good show.
I want to go to that pet fair too. I'm just
Yeah.
interested because I heard that was off the chain. Like you couldn't even walk in there.
He also throws the Anaheim show.
Yeah.
I think that's in September. It's a little bit
Yeah.
smaller, but it's still a very good show. But this one I found from myself was the better of the two shows, so I'm going to stick with this one.
Funny
I got
story
you.
about the Anaheim show is I brought, I don't know, I'd say 20, 30 adult monitors to that show. Or maybe being
I
dramatic by
remember.
adult monitors. And my car got canceled. So I walked a mile with all those animals on a hotel cart from my hotel
I
to get
remember
to
that.
this
You
show.
walked-
Yeah.
I remember that. You had
And
to walk 2 miles.
Brian JTK took my cart.
Yeah.
That was terrible. I showed up, I was sweating because it was like 90 degrees, and I had a bunch of animals on a
Yeah.
hotel cart with a sheet over it. People walking down the street were like, what the
Yeah.
hell is this guy doing? But I made it. And sold some monitors, so it
Yeah.
was successful.
You'll never forget that show, man.
No. That was rough. I think I have PTSD. That's why I waited like 2 years before I go back to California.
Time to come back. Time to
Yeah.
come back.
Yeah. I've only ever been to
Maybe
Anaheim,
me and
so
you will
I
split
wanna
a
go
table
back.
because we'll take it easy. We'll split one table and we'll pre-sell everything. So we just finish early.
Yeah.
We'll just hang out at the
Hey,
show.
Sounds
John,
good.
let me ask you something. Is
Podcast.
is
Seen you, man. I'm sorry, I didn't hear anything.
Janus, is like,
Yes.
so Daytona, you got to have, you know, all kinds of regulations. Is that like that in California too, or is it just show up with your animals?
Well, Daytona, you need permits. So you got to get a
Right.
Florida Fish and Wildlife import permit. You need a Florida Fish and Wildlife Class 3 permit because you're coming from out of state. You need the import permit. It's just a little bit more money to do that show.
California, they
The
don't.
tables. Well, you don't need an import permit. That's one.
Yep.
You have to have a tax ID for California, so that's not too hard if you're incorporated in some way. But
Right.
Daytona, they they heavily regulate everybody coming into the state with reptiles, and that show's a very expensive show. The tables are $300 each. The electric costs some money. The hotels nearby are expensive. You want to eat? You got to pay for the food. You know, it adds up. Before you know it, you're in a couple of grand before you sell anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
There seems to be a lot.
You got to
with
get
all
everything
those
down there.
car shows. Yep.
But
John,
I
do
still
you
love
fly?
that show. It's so much fun.
You fly to Daytona,
fly.
right? Yep.
Yes. I used to drive 16 hours. It's not a bad drive.
I did that.
I'd rather
Yeah.
fly in 2 hours, you know,
Yeah.
and just ship
Yeah.
everything
Absolutely.
down.
Yep.
But,
I did that last time.
I'm
and
on
I
the
was
fence about
exhausted.
doing it. Maybe I'll do it. I don't
Well,
know.
at
It's
least
like,
go.
I want beach time, you know?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's the goal.
Beach
Well,
and a
you
drink in
know-
my hand, and
I gotta break out my fucking the Speedo I had when I was in high school and just scare the crap out of everybody.
Never mind. I'm not going to Daytona, guys.
I'm not going to Daytona.
I'll see you next year.
But I could just picture Mike with like a seashell bathing suit top, you know, like
Yeah.
you know, like the beaded, you know, like a beaded bikini top, you know.
Well, John, one of the best
Yes.
costumes I ever had for Halloween was I had, you know, them the white and green and red Italian jackets. It said Italian swim team, so I had that on, and I put on a Speedo, but I stuffed a wig in the front. It was all coming out the side.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, the high school wasn't happy with that.
I wouldn't think so. We can promote Monitor Brains
That
that
is
way, Uncle
funny.
Mike. We'll get you a Speedo with a little brain on the back.
Hey, Nick, the thing you did tonight was bad enough.
Yeah, that was bad. Nicole
No,
was like,
that
that
was
just
pretty-
looks wrong.
If anybody can find those pictures of Mike Stefani in that outfit, please send them
Hey.
to me.
That's what's beautiful
Send it to
about
Nick.
growing up when we did, John. There's no evidence.
Photoshop
No
says
evidence, yeah,
otherwise.
back in the day, right?
Yeah.
Oh man.
So,
Hey guys, this was fun, but I gotta go, and there's like 40 people here
Yeah,
waiting to
I
talk
hear
to
you.
me about incubators.
hey, John, good luck with you. Much love and respect
Yep.
to you. And we'll get you on when all of this craziness
love.
ain't going on.
Yep. I give you a lot of respect, John, always.
Next
but
time, we'll
I
do it
could
from my
never do
house.
what you did. It's too much going on. So thank you for coming on.
Oh, no problem. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Next time you will invite me out, I'll come on again. We'll do it from the comfort of my basement where it's quiet.
Yep.
And we'll talk about other stuff.
Sounds
All
good.
right.
Look forward to it.
Thank you
Janus,
for having
everybody.
me.
Janus.
If anybody needs to reach me, they can
Yep.
find me on Instagram, SimContainer. They could call me 917-741-2019. But yeah, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, or call me.
Thank you,
Oh,
John.
thank you,
Thank
John.
you so much for coming on.
Thank you for everything you do for monitors too, John. You're the
You're
man.
welcome.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. I'll
Thank-
talk to you soon.
Yep.
Yep.
See you,
And Nick,
John.
I'll send you a
Take care.
message privately.
Okay.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
Have fun,
See you
guys.
later, John.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
So,
That
I
was
mean, it sounded like a really good idea.
Mhm.
Like, remember we were talking about going live from Tinley or whatever? It's
That's-
obviously not a good idea.
That just put a big X on it. I mean, it
Yeah,
was cool to
that's a
have
lot
John on,
going
but
on.
I gotta be overwhelmed, especially with people coming up to me trying to do sales, and like John was doing. And he's a better man than me because I wouldn't have held it together.
Well, you know what? I mean, I can remember, when I would do my lives and stuff at Tinley, I forgot. And then when I got back up to the hotel room, I'm like, oh, I was supposed to do a live. You just get so caught up in everything. So I give him big credit for remembering.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a lot going on.
Yeah. And that show is, I mean, for people that have vended, it's stressful by itself. So I can't imagine adding something else on. I was thinking about that all day. Like, I'm frazzled during a show. So to do a podcast on top of that, I'd be overwhelmed. Just not for me.
Yep.
Yeah. So kudos to John. John is a legend in the monitor game. I think he always will be. And the fact that he's coming out with a new incubator, I will definitely be a customer. And I had an idea of it cooling by itself just from people saying it, but to confirm that is crazy. That whole, I know so many, not just monitor people, but Agamid people, a lot of stuff that I work with that you could put down into brumation with those things. There's so many more uses for something like that. And it seems more natural than just a hot box.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I guess I never really thought about that stuff for brumating animals because I'm from the upper Midwest and I could just literally put it in my crawl space or in the basement, get it down to at least 50 degrees.
Yep.
But yeah, it is, like I said, for people who live in Florida, California, Texas, these hot places. Yeah, I'm sure there's a use for it.
He has friends and he does kind of the polar opposite. We do monitors that need everything hot, and he does these cloud forest animals that need it like 68, 65 when he's incubating. And he's always used one styrofoam cooler on his basement floor. But if he had something like that, I think it would just add to his, not that he's not successful, but it would add to his success levels and make things a lot easier for him. Because I mean, that fluctuates with his basement where you could just keep it consistent.
Right.
And I just moved my shinnies into a wine cooler literally yesterday in the next room for brumation. And I would feel a lot more comfortable in something like John's than just a regular wine cooler that I have.
Yeah. So, I really wanted to talk. That's why we'll have him back because I really wanted to, hit some key points on, his sim containers and the incubators and the small sim. But hey, we got him at the show and, he's very busy but we did get to see Brian, Robert Ballon, Sam,
Big Johnny,
Big Johnny. Yep.
So it was cool. And I mean, you could pick John's brain forever about localities. And I learned a few things. I mean, I learned Sumbawa was bivitatis, which I didn't know. I thought Sumbawa was kind of like its own smaller locality. That was a mistake that I always made in my head. And then the fact that it makes sense that these bigger animals, like I know black dragons are from an island, but like these bigger bivitatis and stuff are on the mainland, and it tapers off towards Komodo, which is a far out island, which I mean, that's really cool information. And it kind of puts perspective to all the different monitor sizes. And they don't need to be that on these small islands. And being big would actually be not beneficial. It would actually hurt them more and struggle with food. So,
Nick, just before we started this podcast tonight, just to catch people up. So on Morph Market, there's been a fella, I don't know who this guy is, but he's been posting, let me just say, it's a B grade black dragon. You and I both agree.
Yep.
It has no body style like a Togianus, but he's trying to sell it off as he's describing it as a Togianus. But, me and Nick can confirm to you guys right now, it's nothing more than a bearded dragon, black dragon. And so just before we came on here tonight, I seen, and I don't like when it's anonymous participant, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, who are you? Are you trying to start trouble or maybe it's totally innocent, but we know pretty much like everybody who's somebody in monitors. And so he posted a picture of probably maybe a 2 foot, 2.5 foot Sulla, and he was asking if anybody has any Togianus. And I commented on the thing. I said, that's not a Togianus. That's that undescribed species from Sulawesi, and it's just like what we have.
Yeah.
So, I just want people to know that, like, you gotta with things that are rare like that, you gotta really do your homework, because you're not gonna pass off a black dragon as a Togianus.
Yeah,
you're not gonna pass off
the black dragon. I think is Uncle Mike. I hate to say it this way, but we talk about Togianus so much, and these people are so confused with what it is that they're just think a black monitor that's small is just a Togianus. Where, again, like you said, they got to do a little more research and find out. But I mean, if you look at Togianus compared to black dragon, because I have both of them, two completely different animals. And the thing with that is I think that guy that has it is misled by where he got it from. And I think that black dragon is going to prove itself in time. I mean, Togianus, the biggest one I've seen is yours. I would say, what is that, like 5 feet, Uncle Mike? A little under?
Good 4.5 feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, a black dragon's going to be that in a year. So give it a year, and it's going to be a solid black animal. But it's a B grade, dark brown. This is what I was talking about when I got into black dragons. I was very specific on what I wanted, and I didn't want what this guy is selling, where you could see this high patterned animal. And they go through different ontogenic color changes, but this one is like just a blatant exactly what I wasn't looking for. So that's what he's getting confused at. He's seeing the banding coming through, but it's just a B grade animal, and it's not.
Right.
To be honest, you could look up pictures on Google and see that that's not a Togianus.
And to be perfectly honest with you, Togianus, has varying degrees of white on the snout, around the eyes, zebra striping on the throat, and then on their limbs, they got like their scales. The center of the scale is a light color, and the outside of the scale is a dark color. So we're not dissing on B grade black dragons. We're just saying, had that been a good an A grade black dragon, nobody would ever confuse it. But because you can see the little bit of pattern on the throat and nothing on the face, but on the throat and under the limbs, it's all gonna eventually be black. And again, it's so obvious from the skeletal structure, the skull shape.
Yep. And we're not knocking on this guy either. It's just we're just saying maybe we should do a little more research before we post things like this, because then it's just going to go down the chain and it's going to end up bad for that person too. We're just trying to bring light to the situation. And the other thing is too is like Uncle Mike can confirm. My male Togianus is probably the darkest one I've seen. I think Uncle Mike, darkest one you've seen too. There's no banding on the nose. There's just banding here, and it's like 2 bands. But you could tell if I put that animal next to a black dragon of the same size, totally different structure.
Totally different.
You can tell from a picture, and that's just looking at them from a distance. If you get up close to that Togianus, like Uncle Mike says, it comes to Spracklin called it a carapace, but it's like a pointed armor where it's not like just a scale, like a rounded scale, like a Woodard monitor. It has this ridge on it that's a lighter color, but you can only tell that up close. From far, it just looks like a dark animal.
And let me say something too, Nick. Not only up close, those were actually.
I'll put a picture here of the scales. I just took one the other day. Yeah,
what Dr. Spracklin had discovered was, it was on a microscopic level. So he's studying shed samples from our animals, and that's like definitely deeper than you could see with the naked eye.
Yeah. I don't want to say you could see what he's talking. I might have said that wrong, but you can see there's a difference. You can see there's like a lateral line that goes through the scale. But I want to get that thing, Uncle Mike, that we talked about, that microscope that blows up, and kind of do it myself so I could see. Because we talked to Spracklin, obviously we trust what he's saying, and I'm not saying that. I just want to see it for myself and see the difference. Plus, I mean, I think it's just cool. I'd go scan every monitor I have just to see it up close.
Yeah.
But, I'll put it on here. Hopefully, I get it in the next couple of days, and I'll throw the pictures up here.
Oh, that you're going to get that little.
Yeah.
I mean, they actually, like on Amazon, it's in the toy, a toy thing, but it's a very fancy toy.
Yeah, it takes pictures and videos. I think what was it, like 40 times view or something like that?
I thought it was 100.
Maybe it was 100. It's 100 times view, and like you could like look at little bugs and stuff. But it'd be perfect for doing scale counts or stuff like this.
Yeah. And with that being said, Nick, so you know, people know about our undescribed Sulawesi project that we have going on here. And today I was feeding the littlest one, and without a doubt, it's a Sula.
Yep, that's really cool.
And,
so I want to talk about. I don't think we've talked about that on here, Uncle Mike, which kind of blew my mind and upset me in a way because I let go of animals that I probably shouldn't have. But I wanted you to talk about what you saw with the belly banding.
Okay, so, you know, Nicky Nick, he's a hustler, man. And when we were, geez, should I go through the whole story?
You could go through it.
Okay, I'll go real quick. Yep. So I have a group of Togianas. After I lost a female, I was looking for another female. Somebody said a vendor had a female Togianas, but it's from a Sulawesi locality. So I looked at it and I was like, you know, when you get such a rare project, you're very hopeful and you'll almost take the chances. So I took a chance and I told the guy when I got it, I'm like, man, I don't know. Are you sure that's a female? He goes, 100%. So I bought it, spent a lot of money on it. I got it here. I opened up the bag and I pulled it out and I was like, it's a male. Like, that's the last thing I need is another male.
Yeah.
So I threw it in my cage, not sure what I'm going to do with it. Started doing a bunch of research, talking to John, talking to Sprackland, and, you know, a few other knowledgeable people. And, you know, and then me and Nicky Nick just conversating every day. You know, I said, so we'll just remember this. That one was called Baby. Now, that was a 5 foot, maybe what, 10, 12 pound lizard, Nick?
Big lizard.
It's a big lizard. And when I first got it, it didn't look nothing like Togianas. Not the body style, not the skeletal structure, not the coloring. And I was like, and so I called up Nick and I'm like, Nick, you know, I don't think this is Togianas at all. So we started, you know, talking back and forth about it, talked to Sprackland about it. And Sprackland confirmed that it's something, and he's a taxonomist, so he said it's something that he's not aware of.
Right there. All of his books. I have every one right there.
Yep. So he said he's not aware that species is named. It's been in the pet trade since, you know, the 90s or whatever. However, it's not officially named. And of course, that's something us people do. They are what they are. They know what they are. But we like to put labels on everything. So this baby, this unidentified lizard from Sulawesi. So, like I said, very big animal, 5.5 foot, 12 pound, graphite gray color with yellow, pink, salmon colored misting over the whole body.
Like you said, it looks like somebody dipped their hand in paint and went like that across their whole.
Yep. And very light neck and the same peach yellow in the face. Crazy. And around the eye.
Favorite part. The coloring here it's almost like a Simbawa, but crazier.
Well, you remember what I said to you, Nick? I'm like, this thing looks like a juvenile Komodo dragon.
Yeah, exactly.
It was very, I mean, the stature of it, big bulbous nose, where Togianas has a very pointy nose, very small skull. They're very aerodynamic, where this
I'll
animal...
say that too about the Sulos. They are, I don't want to cut you off, Uncle Mike, but they are your average water monitor. It's got like an added girth to it. It's not like a Bivitot or something like that. This thing was built like a brick shit. It was a really big monitor. And it Uncle Mike said Komodo, and I couldn't get it out of my mind every time I looked at it. I'll put baby up here. I have a perfect picture of him where you can just see that girth that he had.
Very cool. So with that being said, Nick, where was I at?
You were at we started talking about baby, and this was before the show when
So again, they've been in and out of the pet trade since, you know, probably the 70s. But from my experience, I know, Pro Exotics was importing something very similar and just calling it, Sulawesi water monitor, which is really what they still call them. But that ain't good enough for me. I need to know what this thing is. And so we lost. Okay. So that male was the only male in captivity that we were known of. Yep. Now, there was another guy who had what he thought or what they thought was a Sulawesi locality Togianus. And I looked at it, I'm like, dude, that's not a Togianus. So then when we got baby, I'm like, that's the female of this Sulawesi. So I tried to get a deal going with this guy for a breeding loan. It didn't work out. I kept that monitor for, I don't know, a year or two, whatever it was, Nick.
Yeah.
And then, I realized that guy wasn't going to do anything with me. However, he lives very close to Nick.
Mm-hmm.
So Nick seen baby at Tinley, and he's like, oh, you're trying to get rid of that, Uncle Mike? I'm like, yeah, why? You like it?
I was helping you set up, and I still remember that. I still remember seeing him, and it stopped. I haven't felt that way in a long time. Just stopped me dead in my tracks.
Yeah. And so I owed Nick a very small amount of money, and I said, if you want it, take it in lieu of the small amount of money that I owed you. And you were happy. I was happy. We were all happy because now
I felt bad because I knew what that animal was worth, but.
But you know what, Nick? Look at how everything works out. When you're good and kind to people, everything comes back to you. So
that
you were able
to live by every day, and that's a huge point that everyone I think in the community needs to step back and think of. Because I'll be honest, we've been getting some flack, and I've been going through some kind of dark time because of it. And it's like, you know what? I'm not going to let these people and that stuff get to me.
Nope.
I'm just going to keep helping people, and I'm going to keep doing what I do, and it'll come back to me in another way. And I'm starting to see, and I don't do it because of that. I don't want to be taken the wrong way, but I'm starting to see that come back in a light. And it's like, if you're negative all the time, your life's going to be negative. And I've seen that with many people. If you're positive and you do the right things, make the right steps, and help people, usually comes back to you.
Well, I seen this lady. I think it was on a Joe Rogan or Tucker was some podcast.
Yeah.
And the subject was, you don't talk about your problems. It's like, you deal with your problems, but you don't keep them on your mind. You don't keep that negativity stored up in your head, because then when you're always thinking negative and you go to get gas at the gas station and you forget your gas cap, that's the kind of stuff that results in negativity. So clear your brain of all that negative stuff. It comes back. So Nick, when you got baby, now you started talking to that person who had that other
I've known them for a very, very long time, and I was like the middleman for the thing, but I had baby at this point.
So you were actually you and the other party managed to get them together. So Nick lived real close to him, and he managed to pull that breeding loan off. You bred them twice. 2 clutches infertile, correct?
Which the mind-blowing one, that second one, what was it, 18, 17 eggs, Uncle Mike?
18,
And they were little eggs, but I mean, you would never imagine. This animal was 3.5 feet, maybe, but she blew up like a balloon. And it was disheartening because I thought I had it in the bag. But
now, Now, to put this into perspective for the people listening, all the brainiacs listening, is this was mine baby, the one that I had. He was a big, and you could tell how old. I mean, you can't tell how old he was, but you could tell he was a senior animal.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked like a Komodo dragon, and he was just. I mean, he was moving fine, everything else, but you could tell he's been around a long time, probably at least a 10-year-old animal, if not longer.
When you're keeping monitors like that, you can tell when they hit that like elderly stage, I guess. They just don't move. They move, but not the same way a 2, 3, 4, 5-year-old would move.
Yeah, like they're not going to jump from branch to branch. No. If there's a pathway, they'll take the pathway rather than jump. Things like that. So that baby, who I gave to Nick, eventually passed away.
Yeah.
So just
he bred, and then I mean, it was so fast I couldn't stop it. It was like one day he was laying, and then a day or two later he was gone. What happened? I'm chalking it up to elderly age, just because of how it did happen, and he was on the ground. So,
and not only that, Nick, because he was elderly. If he was in the wild and he was elderly, that's one thing. If he was in captivity for a while and he was elderly, that's when chicken necks and drumsticks and processed foods would have all taken, its toll on such an animal. So, but at any rate, he was gone. Me and Nicky Nick literally were pouting on the phone to each other about,
if you remember, Uncle Mike, I couldn't even tell you. It took me like 2 weeks to actually tell you. I waited till I saw you at Tinley. Because I was so disheartened by it.
And you know what, Nick? I would never think it was your skill level. I totally respect your skills with these monitor lizards. So, and I understand the animals too. It was definitely an older animal.
One of those situations where you put your neck out, and we had so much faith in all our eggs in one basket, and it was just taken from me like that. And I just didn't know.
But to be honest with you, Nick, when I first got baby and found out about that other female, had me and that guy been able to get that done a year earlier, maybe we could have got 3 clutches.
Yeah.
So, but at any rate, Nick tells me about baby passed, and he had to give the female back. There's no sense in keeping it. There's no males available.
Yeah.
So that was the end of this unidentified or undescribed Sulawesi monitor.
Yeah.
So, I'm just going about my normal day, and the phone starts blowing up. I'm like, what the heck? I look again, it's blowing up. It's Nicky Nick. It's like, Uncle Mike, you got to call me.
I was in pure panic. I was in pure panic.
You were in a pure panic. I tell you, man, you're a bulldog, because you had sent me some photos, and you go, do you think these are some of them were hatchlings and some of them were early juveniles.
Yeah. So, and I want to say I was on a mission that day, because once one came up, it was like boom, 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 boom. They must have just touched down, and then everybody went on Morph Market. But I want to give John credit when it's due, because he turned me onto those. Like, as soon as that first one was posted on Fauna, John was like, Nick, this is there's one online. And I'm like, no way. And he's like, but just the one, because they had it with another locality of undescribed Sulawesi species, but it was just the one in the picture. And I probably could find the picture. But he's the one that got me on it. And then I was like, I wonder if I could find any more. And then I just went on a rampage that day and got every one of them.
You bulldog. Yeah, you took every one.
Yeah.
So in looking at the two, they were probably what, Nick? Maybe 10?
Yeah, they were the biggest. They were probably like just shy of a foot.
Yeah, 10, 12 inches, and totally looked like
mini one. Yeah.
Okay, so we knew that was the species that we were after, and I would love to tell you what species it is, but it's undescribed.
Yep.
So he got those, and then he showed me all those other ones, and I'm like, they could be but they look different.
Yeah, if you looked quick, they looked like it, but then if you studied them, there was different characteristics.
And what I had said to you is, it looks like an ugly locality of Celebensis.
Yep.
Now, you got to understand something. Those Sid Rap Celebensis
Yeah.
are freaking gorgeous. There's no mistake in them.
Yeah.
But there's other locales that are not as, drastic as the Sid Raps.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at these. Nick's got, what did you have, 3 or 4? I had three or four.
4, and then I sent you to 3, and then we each lost one. And then I had one. I had sold a couple that looked like something else. One looked like an ornate Nile, even though I knew it wasn't one.
Right.
Just the characteristics kind of looked that way. But then I was like, this isn't one, sold it. This isn't one, sold it. As they were growing, and I was left with one that I was on the fence about. And that's the one that I sent to you, Uncle Mike.
So that's the here we're wrapping up the story on what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
So when Nick sent me this small one, I'm like,
You
I don't
already
know,
had
man.
the 2 big ones. I don't know if we clarified that, but you had the 2 that looked just like baby.
Right. The two that are absolutely these unknown Sulawesi monitors.
Yeah.
So Nick sends me literally a hatchling. And I'm looking at it and I go, Nick, I said, man, I said, it's either an ugly Celebensis. I said, it may even be a new chalice. Because, it just didn't look like these others. So I told Nick, I said, well, you know what? I'll just keep it and raise it. And, we'll put it up in the auction at Tinley for Monitor Brains and Nicky Nick and myself. And, the thing's great, man. It eats like a champ. It's going nuts. So in my socialization caging systems that are right behind me here, very small lizard, only one. Like when I have a clutch in there, I see them all. But one lizard, he's easy to hide from you. So started feeding him, not paying much attention to him. Then I fed him one time and I said, hey, Nick, I said, I don't know, man. I said, this thing is changing. I said, but it's got throat stripes and belly stripes. And these other ones are plain bellied, really, light colored plain bellies. So I'm like, I don't know, Nick, this thing's changing. So literally today I fed it 3 day-old quails. And I got it. I lured it up out of the water, and he was sitting on the land eating. Those belly stripes and the throat stripes are dissipating.
Crazy.
His head is becoming more yellow, and all the ocelli are definitely flecked now. So I think we have 3 undescribed Sulawesi water monitors here.
And that's the whole point where we told the whole story, but we wanted to get to that because I personally have never. We talk about ontogenic color change all the time, but I've never seen something like that where it had full banding across its belly that retracted and the same amount of neck. Like that's incredible, which adds a whole nother level of coolness to the Celoeses.
Yeah, because literally, you wouldn't, unless you held on to them, you wouldn't see that such a drastic.
Yep.
And it's not like most ontogenic color change increases. It increases color. This is totally the opposite. It's decreasing in color and pattern. So
we talked so much, Uncle Mike. I don't know if we talked about it on here, but I like thinking about it. If you have, I think about the black dragons, why they have that period where they get that slight patterning. And I think it's to help them as babies. And I'm assuming that the Celoeses are the same way, that maybe swimming in the water, that broken up pattern, it doesn't look like a monitor from underneath. So they can lose that once they start getting to size where they can fend for themselves. And I think that's what all it is, but you would never know that, like looking at those babies. I never would have thought that they were the same because the true Celoeses, I'll put the picture up again, are all white on the bottom. And then they just have that graphite on the top. So you're automatically thinking when you see those babies, like, oh, this isn't one that's got banding. But you held out and kept that one and it lost it, which is crazy.
It makes us think, man, maybe we sold a whole bunch of these, right?
I definitely, I know.
And that wouldn't be on you,
No,
Nick. That would be on me. That's my bad. But I didn't think they would not only ontogenic color change and a loss, not at.
Yeah. No, it was my fault too. I was at a time where I was still constructing things and I didn't have the space that I have. and I just needed to move them. I couldn't wait. So you were helping me too, because I wanted us to do that project together, Uncle Mike, but you took it on. And
Yeah, well,
it belonged with you anyway from the beginning. It was rightfully should have been in your hands. I just ended up with it.
And again, you know, your kindness really, I mean, we've been good friends for many years before this, but when I said to you, and I thought, I mean, I felt totally selfish, but I wanted to be honest with you. He goes, well, would you like some of these? I said, I'd like those too.
Yeah.
You know, you know, so I felt bad for that.
No.
But when you honored
one
that,
when there was no other one, so it was my turn, like we said before. It was just between us two, but it was my turn to give it back.
and now
I was overwhelmed at the time anyway, which happens with keeping monitors.
And
when you have a big collection, you get overwhelmed sometimes.
Yeah, well, there you go. And what does Uncle Mike always say about breeding monitors?
Less is better.
And you only need a pair.
Yeah.
You don't need 3 females. You don't need 10 males. I mean, if you want that, that's great. But ultimately, only one pair breeds at a time. So
yeah. And I was talking about this in the Black Throat group the other day. Is we knew that it was at least a pair. We had enough dimorphism between the two. We might not have known what was what, which we both had the pretty much same idea, but we knew we had a pair. So we really didn't need the other ones. But it's cool that you have another one just in case, especially with the species that's so rare. Like we were talking about with the Nucellus with John, which I'm excited to look at that message because
but I think
my wheels spinning.
I really think after seeing those pictures of that one Nucellus, I mean, I think you already have a female.
I hope you're right, Uncle Mike. Which is a whole nother thing. Is like you can't take your first instinct and just run with it, even in person. Because I'm always like I can sex in person, but I just left that thing alone. I just enjoyed when you have a monitor like that, which is kind of how we both keep Uncle Mike. We just put him in there, set him up, and leave him alone. And I kept watching him from a distance because that enclosure is 8 feet deep. So I just kept watching from a distance, and I'm like, man, something's off about that tail. I don't see a hemipenal bulge. The face kind of looks male, but it's not big enough to be a male. Like the structure looks male, but it's not wide enough to be male. So I was tired
very short.
Yep. The space behind the eyes is really small. So I was just tired of thinking that. And I'm like, and it sounds so lazy, and it is lazy. I was like, you know what? I'm grabbing this thing today. And I did. And then threw me for a whirlwind after I sent you the pictures. So excited to get back tomorrow and check it out and send you better pictures and see where we are. And crazy enough, even pair it and let them speak for me, which is a dicey thing to do. But if you have done it before and you're there hands-on, you could pull it off.
If you're there and, you know, you dedicate an hour to watching them work it out, you'll know within the first 10 minutes if it's going to work out or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then if you're there, you separate it out. But at any rate, I wanted to say, Nick, before I get too far off track.
Yeah.
So you were very kind to me with, you know, giving me what I wanted out of the things that you tracked down. That, you know, kindness and being good to people, it goes a long way, you know. And so when I bred my Togies and I hatched the world's first captive bred Varanus togianus, my F1 babies turned out to be 1.2. So again, Uncle Mike's old saying, you only need a pair. I was like, you know what, Nick? I said, if you could find a male Togi, which we already knew where there was one. I said, if you can get that, I'll send you one of these females. Days go by, a couple days go by, a week goes by. All of a sudden, I get the call. Uncle Mike, you ain't gonna believe this. I got the Togi. I'm like, what? I got the Togi on the way. I'm like, all right, I'll send you the female.
Yeah.
So,
shout out to an amazing guy in the hobby, Mason. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mason Barnes, he's the man.
Mason Barnes, he's a good kid, man. He's a really good kid.
One of my favorites for sure.
So
and, he hooked it up, and now I have a pair because Uncle Mike's too generous, and I have Mason's male. But I promised myself, and I promised Uncle Mike that I'm not pairing them until Uncle Mike pairs his, and I see some infertiles from this female, because just like the Nucellus, it's too valuable to have any mistakes. And like John said before, we all have mistakes. It's part of monitor breeding, which I think a lot of people forget, but especially these rare species, you got to try to limit it. And there's safety precautions to take instead of just pairing and hoping for the best.
Yeah. Like for example, so I have two wild caught males here. One is OJ, one is OJ Jr., which OJ Jr. is approximately 6 months older than my captive borns. So I realized that the Toji that you got from Mason seems to be a little older, and it's been in captivity a while, and we don't know its true history as far as being in captivity, what it was fed, and blah blah blah. But I know everything about the ones that I have here.
Mm-hmm.
So between me and Nick, it ain't he got it. It's me and Nick, and there's a lot of other guys too. We love these animals. We want to keep them. We don't want to make hybrids, and we don't even want to cross localities. Me and Nick. Yep. So, with that being said, I was like, well, he's got one of my female captive-born Tojis, and he's going to be trying to pair it up with a very large male wild-caught Toji that's been in captivity a while. And I'm thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? You only need a pair, right? So, Nick, you only need a pair, right?
Yep.
However, the better chance for us, for the species Varanus togiensis, was for me to send you OJ Jr. So now you'll have the captive-born female. You'll have this wild-caught male that has been in captivity since it was, 10, 12 inches. Yeah. I know where it was that whole time, and it's been with me ever since. So we know they've been fed right and housed right, and there's not much to it. OJ Jr. here, he's not shy or nothing. He'll come and eat right in front of you, and that's all good.
I just want to thank you again, Uncle Mike, because nobody would do that. It's crazy that you gave me one. Now you're giving me two, but I'm excited. I'm very excited to get them going.
I think, our relationship has always been very good, and I trust your skills working with these animals. And I figure this: what am I going to do? Hoard them here? And it's just, again, like I said, you only need a pair. So I figured Nick will have a pair there. Mm-hmm. I'll have a pair here. And it's a win-win for the species, which is all me and Nick really care about. I don't care that I was the first to breed them. I don't care that, I don't care. I just want to be able to provide, me and Nick both want to be able to provide captive-born Togiensis and these unknown Sulawesi species for people in the hobby to enjoy. And if we can keep producing these, maybe they don't have to take these rare animals out of the wild and just leave them be.
Yep. And that's the thing with the Sulawesi's is like, I know you do too, Uncle Mike. You look at monitors so much between your own and pictures, there's something going on over there near Sulawesi, that there's a lot of undescribed species. We're just talking about this one because it's one that we've worked with, but I think there's a lot more from that area, and I wish people would dive more into it, which I'm sure they will. I think of people like Applin that do a lot of stuff like that, where these species will probably be described in our lifetime. But it's just right now there's a lot to be learned about these. But for the ones we have, we don't want them to disappear. Kind of like what I'm dealing with Nucallis. Like, that's my favorite species, and I can't get them. I'm just to the point where if this one is a male, I'm gonna, like we talked about last time, I'm gonna give it to somebody that's in a public setting where I can move on with it. I'm just gonna keep the one for myself.
Not so fast, Nick.
Not so fast. We'll see.
I think in this next week we'll get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
I'm convinced that one you showed me today is a female.
I hope so.
But we'll see. I need to see what the male looks like, and and again, I'm not always right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not.
I mean, I kept it for 2 years, and I thought it was a male. So if it is a female, I'm wrong. That'll be the first time. Like, I don't want to say it in a weird way, but that'll be the first time that I was totally stumped in person that I can remember. Like it's pretty easy to hold a monitor when you've been doing it a long time and be like, this is a male or female. Pictures could totally be different. But that'll be the first time. And it was just one time interaction and probably averted halfway if it is a female. And I chalked it up as male. And just you gain more knowledge as you get older over 2 years. And now I'm looking at it differently, that just because it averted doesn't mean that it's male. And I see that in monitor groups all the time. They see even a bulge. Like even we were talking about albigs in that group, and people see a bulge and just assume, but albigs have a pretty massive bulge when they're a male. I've seen females with a pretty serious bulge too.
And what I wanted to say too is in my experience, all that I've found is when you get a tweener animal that you can't really tell this way or that way, generally, if you put the opposite sex with it, or even if you happen to put the same sex. So if you put two females together, they're going to look at each other cross, and then you realize right away and you pull them out and nothing has changed. However, if you put a tweener male in with another male or even a female, that hemipene, it fills with blood and it changes that animal. Yep. That animal goes from these, questionable hemipenes to just seeing another male or a female. That hemipene package fills with blood, and now you got lumps, that are unmistakable.
And that's the thing with Nucallis is they kind of remind me of Toadies in a way where it's not going to be a question when I pair them. Like they're an aggressive species. Coming Eye are calmer, but they can be too. I think that Philippine stuff all has that little bit of attitude. But the Nucallis are undisputable. They will mess each other up if it's two males. So I'm going to get it. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be cautious. I'm going to have somebody else there as well, just in case. But I'll be able to tell quickly.
Got to have the broom ready to get in between them. And don't do like Crutchfield, whatever you do. Don't reach down. That's another guy. He just loves these animals so much. He took a pretty nasty bite just to assure his animals weren't hurt.
Yeah. And I think about him every time I have to do something dicey with the Crocs. And that is the only species where I'm most of the time I'm there by myself. My wife helps me do maintenance. My brothers help me do maintenance, but most of the time it's just me. And those are one I will not mess with unless somebody's there.
So we're coming up on 2 hours here. It's Sunday night. Oh, Uncle Mike, I got to go get some shut eye and relax a little bit. I told you I hurt my back last week.
Yep.
Started feeling better, and I went outside to get another load of wood for the fireplace. Oh, I'm back in the pain mode. Oh, this chair.
I hope you feel better, Uncle Mike.
What's that?
I hope you feel better, Uncle Mike.
Oh, thank you,
Nick.
Not fun. Yeah. No, it's not fun, but my wife loves heating the house with the stove, so I can do what I do to keep her happy. I mean, it'd be so much easier to turn the stove off and just run the furnace. Yeah. But her dad heats his farm all with wood.
No, so I get it. I love a fireplace.
And literally, it's a fireplace, but it's a stove, so it heats it heats our whole house, except the basement, of course. Yeah. But so it's just something really cool. I mean, I'm not the farmer kind of guy, so if it was me, I'd be running the furnace. But she really enjoys the fire, and it's her dad bought her the stove and stuff. Yeah. So it's what it is.
It's peaceful. I get it. I keep wanting to install one here because we have electric now. We had propane when I got here, and propane freaks me out because when I was younger, I saw a house that was across from my high school blow up, and it blew all the windows out of the high school. That was all the way across the road, and the house is gone. The house was nothing left, and that's just a freak thing. But I have propane at my house now, but it's only for the stove. I didn't like the open flame in our living room, so I changed it to electric. But man, my friend has a wood burning stove, and I just love it. So
it's really nice. And then when you go outside, it smells so nice because you got natural wood burning.
I got my window open right now, and my neighbor has I say neighbor, but I can't even see him, has a fireplace, fire going, and I could smell it.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. I do too. I love that too. So It's been 2 hours. Monitor Brains podcast. Nicky Nick Lillis, Uncle Mike. Before we go out, I want to say something. Everybody who watches our podcast and likes it, supports us, even if you don't like us, it's not about us. It's about Monitor Lizards. We're just trying to help people. With that being said, there. I don't know. Can you see that on the wall there, Nick?
Yeah, I can see
There
it.
you go. USARK. Everybody, am I on it? Yeah. USARK. Everybody go join USARK. You could join at any kind of tier level. They got them very inexpensive, all the way up to, I think I'm the silver member and I pay like $250 a year.
Yep.
That's dropping a bucket compared to what these guys do for us. So go out and join USARK today. And if you're in a position where you can get on one of the subscriptions, that's great. If you're not, you can just sign up for the newsletter on their website and get all the advanced notices on legislation that's coming down in your areas or even throughout the whole United States. But they fight our battles. That these weirdos, I call them the fun police. They like to come at us in the middle of the night, put reptile legislation in with, park district and school legislation, which is very shady. So if they're shady like that,
they attack counties and do shady stuff on small levels. So I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I think like Lincoln County, North Carolina is having a problem with having these big, like any exotic animals. Like they try to sneak it in small, but then they're just going to work their way up the ladder and start attacking states and doing all. I've seen it in my lifetime in New York. They've changed the legislation over there, and without USARK, we wouldn't even know these things are happening.
Absolutely,
and you might end up in big trouble, not even knowing what you're keeping is illegal. So thank you to them. And if you can't, like Uncle Mike said, have a subscription. If you're a breeder or you have animals that are of good level that you want to donate at a show like the one that John's at, or Tinley or Daytona, that we both do that a lot, and we've done it for Monitor Brains, and it's a great way to really get money to something that is important.
Yeah, and it shows your support.
Yeah.
And like Nick said, you can donate an animal at any of the auctions, at any RBCs or wherever USARK is. They go to all the shows, so you could donate a product, donate an animal, donate your time. It's very important at these shows that, when they need people to go around and, these Vanessa, Jeremy, and Phil, they're doing the heavy lifting. So they need guys and women and kids to go around and collect the donations, bring them into the auction room. Any way you can help out. It's all part of this community that we all love. So again, I don't want to go on too long about it, but join USARK today.
Yep. Join USARK. Without them, we don't have a hobby.
We don't have a hobby.
Yep.
So
thank you to John for doing what he did. It was cool to get him on here and talk about this new product that I'm really excited about. And it was crazy to do it at a show, but he's the best. He's the man. He's somebody I've looked up to since I got into this. So thank you, John.
Wait a minute. Let me correct you.
Well, look down to. I know where you're going.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't care if you were 5 years old. He was still looking up at you.
I think that's the first short joke I meant about John, because I feel bad. But, sorry, John.
No, that's good. You know what? He's got a great sense of humor. He's a great guy. I love him. And so thank you guys all. Anything else, Nicky Nick?
That's it. It's awesome. I'm loving doing this podcast. I get excited to do it every time. It's a different avenue for me, but thank you guys for watching, and thank you for being patient with us as we learn the ropes with it. Me more so than Uncle Mike. Uncle Mike had a podcast that he knows what he's doing, but I'm still learning the ropes.
Dude, all I do is come up here and babble like an idiot. You're doing all the real technical work, which I would be lost. I barely know how to turn this thing on. So
it's fun. I'm enjoying doing it. I like learning a new thing. It's just then I dive into it and I want to perfect it. So thank you guys for being patient, and thank you, Uncle Mike, for being patient.
And you're doing a great job, Nicky Nick, and I appreciate you for doing that.
Thank you, Uncle Mike.
All right. So this is, what is it, 8?
Yep. 8.
Monitor Brains podcast number 8. It's a wrap. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Nicky Nick.
Of course. Thank you, Uncle Mike.
All
Peace
right.
out, guys. Have a good weekend.
Bye now.
Bye.